Hello, everybody. Oh, Bruno, Boondoggle, MXA Ghost, Sarah Knight. Yeah, that was Junkyard Jive from the Cuphead soundtrack there. And yeah, that was one of the games I played while I was out. I don't have that DLC soundtrack yet, but I've had the original soundtrack for some time. Junkyard Jive is what I would describe as the Dr. Robotnik fight. I love that some of those they've got references all throughout that game, and sometimes you don't quite catch them. And then that one, like I really did. I like, yeah. Once I got towards the end, and we started seeing the emeralds, and started seeing that guy with his hair a little bit more messed up. It's like, oh yeah, this is just Doctor Robotnik. Very much so. Was he suicide? Happy birthday. What? Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot going on. I'm hoping that some news will drop for the podcast in the next couple of days because I don't know. It doesn't feel like a lot's happening. Although it has helped me to catch up. I've been doing some paperwork stuff. Still have paperwork that I'm going through for just like legal stuff with like Ben and Jones leaving. Just like we got almost got it squared away. There's always like some speed bump though. It's like, oh, I can't open it. Like, why can't you open? Okay, let me figure it out. But yeah, good stuff. I can at least throw that schedule we got up here. Let's see, where is it at? Drag and drop. It's that easy until it stops. Yep, stop, stop, stop. Boom. There it is. There's our schedule. Fever Syndrome back on there yesterday. The games of the month, like good timing, just like the first. There's always, yeah, it always feels like with the games of the month episodes, it's like we either just miss it by a couple of days or whatever. But it's nice. It's nice when the first of the month can be the day that Huber Syndrome drops, and he can cover all that stuff. Although people pointed out he didn't put Soul Hackers 2 in there. Um, I might play some of that game. I might check that out, see how it is. But yeah, it's uh, it's tricky trying to fit in all those games now. Um, and then CS late in the day this time. What's CS? What's CS? Oh, Showcase. Little yeah, it's at the Mike and Mike time slot. Um, I think Isla needed to move that schedule for one reason or another that week. So or it got moved when we added Frame Trap to the schedule. I think that might be it. We got Frame Trap on Tuesday. Now then Community Showcase moved over to Thursday, and then they didn't put it earlier, probably just so that they would sit around in the afternoon. But yeah, there's a Pokemon presentation tomorrow. Yeah, there'll be potential news from that. That's true. That's true. I don't think anyone's going to react to that, at least as far as I know. I haven't seen anybody. I haven't heard from Damiani for a little bit at all, though. He's completely in Xenoblade Land. Honestly, I don't know if I've heard from Damiani since he got the game at all. Have I? I don't know. Maybe. But hang out with blood. That's happening right now. Sorry about my shocking name there. I actually mentioned that to the rep, to the PR rep, but I haven't got an email back. It's like, why is my name offensive? I put my name into so many video games. Why is As Dusk Falls mature storytelling cannot handle the blood? Tonight, yeah, guy gets sniped right in the head. Oh, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Tonight though, tonight's a good night. Punish bets coming at you hard. We've got, I think, 3 years worth of E3 bets to make good for. So yeah, I spent a large part of my day yesterday putting my presentation together. I've got something from Dawn that I have to be involved with, which I'm excited about. I need to look it over again, make sure I'm good with everything. But yeah, tonight's gonna be good. And then I really think that this might carry most of the stream. Maybe we'll have a little bit of leftover time. With that leftover time, I think we might see if we can grab that multiverses beta. So I'm gonna look into downloading that guy, and if that doesn't work, we'll grab something else. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's just open beta now, right? You don't have to have a special access or account or anything. You can just get into it. Just download it. Or do you have to register first or something? Open, yep. Camerzy, thank you for the sub. Yeah, totally open. Good stuff. I was checking my emails on my phone because I was waiting for something to come back. But yeah, so Punish Bats, it's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna have to figure out what to put on that thumbnail. But oh, yeah, James Cameron. I'll put James Cameron on there for sure, and then we'll go from there. We'll at least get James Cameron in there. I don't know what else, but Lister Merrick, thank you, thank you, thank you. What else we got? We got Island Dawn tomorrow. Not sure what they might play. That happens a lot. Where I used to be like really like hardcore on like just bugging people until they get like, what are you playing? What are you playing? What are you playing? What are you playing? And then they're like, eventually with Island Dawn and Mike and Mike, I'm just like, all right, they'll figure it out. If they tell me, they tell me. If they don't, no big deal. We'll get it figured out. James Cameron hugging Huber and Dawn. That's funny. That's great. I just mentioned the Pokemon Presents. We probably won't react to it, but we'll probably cover it on the podcast in some form. Oh, they might continue Escape Academy. Yeah, if they're into that, that's sweet. Yeah, we could do a part 2 of that. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Cardboard cutout of James Cameron, next Patreon goal. Those punish bets also include lost bets of the Forgotten Allies, Kyle Jones, and Ben in reference. So, pretty sure Ben is the only one that affects. And we'll cover it on there tonight. But yeah, Ben is getting his house moved in Iowa and all that stuff. So I'm not about to like text him and like, hey dude, send us a video. Like, no, it's cool. We'll be all right. But yeah, we'll probably talk about exactly how we'll talk what we'll say on the stream. But yeah, we probably nothing. We'll just safely say nothing from Ben tonight. Yeah. Pixelated's figuring out a PC upgrade. Who's Ben? Is that a friend of the EZA? Absolutely, absolutely a friend of EZA. Don's doing a hangout on Thursday. Last time we scheduled that, we got a sudden Skull and Bones presentation. So, who knows? The Don magic might continue to keep working. That man's won 2 podcast bets in a row. Will he do it again? Will he get a trifecta? We'll find out. We'll find out. I might be able to... Yeah, I should be able to look up... the answer to that bet. Can't reveal the answer to that bet, but I should be able to look up the answer to that bet now. Did Ben do a stream with Jones? Ben has not been in a position to stream yet. So, if that stream happens, it'll be some time off. It'll be alright. I did talk to Jones the other day, though. Had a package that came in for him to the P.O. box. So, good excuse to go by and see Jones and Sophie. Things are good. Caught him up on all of my craziness. My trip and my game playing and my COVID fun times. Any plans for a Gunvolt 3 review? No plans. Sorry, unfortunately. Definitely aware that those games are happening, but I have not jumped into them. Sophie's great. Sophie Sophie is just so funny because when she sees you, there's just everything just has to stop. Like until she settles down, like all attention has to go to her. Like you can't even like walk forward anymore. Like you just okay, stop. Sophie's jumping on top of me. Got it, got it, got it. Okay, Sophie, just let me come over here and sit down, and then you get plenty of pets there. Oh goodness. But yeah, hang out with Dawn. Podcast bets with Dawn. Yeah, Isla, I think, is gonna be, unless her plans change, I think she's gonna be away from the podcast this week. So Dawn will be back on that switcher for one more week. Frame Trap is happening Thursday. They're shooting that in just a couple hours. Yeah, so Damiani will probably be talking Xenoblade there. Brad will be talking about Live Alive there. I just got that script in last night. Just need him. He just needs time to go over edits, and then we can throw that to Jones, and we can get that thing in the works. Does she tackle you, or does she run circles around me? I mean, Sophie's not really big enough to tackle, but yes, her attempts at tackling. There's some circles happening too, but lots of jumping for sure. What kind of coffee do I like? Dark roast, medium roast? I guess I prefer medium roast. I mean, I'll drink a dark roast. I'll get a dark roast now and then. Um, but sometimes just a little. It can be a bit much, for sure. Mm-mm. And yeah, Dawn on Switcher was such a great idea. I mean, Dawn on Switcher is just somebody has to fill in. I guess we could have done Static Shot. I think we've done that in the past when it was just been Jones there. But yeah. Do I do drip or French press like Huber? I've never done a French press myself. I've had roommates that have done French press, and then I would benefit from their French press, but never done it myself. Just a good old drip machine. Um, when with family, they've got the Keurigs, and I'll use those, which are fun, but not something I personally really want to get into. I'm much rather have a bag coffee. I'll have like typically I always have like one ground bag and one whole bean bag because I like to grind the beans, just the process of it. And then, but some days you gotta go quick. Some days you just want to like knock it out, not worry about cleaning out that grinder. So, mm-mm. Oh yeah, Don's been doing the frame trap stuff too. So I guess Don will be there today with them. Yeah, it's cool to see that Brad had him put some B-roll on that last frame trap. Totally fine with the static shots. Oh yeah, the weeks that we just did a straight cam for the podcast. I'm just jumping through chat. Z Rousdower, thank you. As long as it's not instant coffee. Yeah, yeah, that stuff is not great. You have hotel rooms where you have to deal with the instant coffee and the lukewarm water, and it's like, oh gosh, oh goodness. Do I listen to any music whilst playing games? No, no. There are definitely games where I think it would suit it, but I just don't. I just don't do it. The one time when I really got into it was on the original Xbox when they had it set up to where and you can there's probably some form of this now that I just don't pay attention to, but you could like basically rip your CDs to the Xbox and then use them as custom soundtracks. And I did that with Burnout 3 and like even like my friends' music and stuff. Like I'm just gonna listen to this while I play Burnout 3. But that's cool because it replaces the soundtrack, and so it's not quite as dynamic as like an original soundtrack, obviously, but you know, you have all your sound effects and stuff in there as well, without having to fiddle with things. So I'm not a coffee connoisseur. Not, yeah, I definitely would call myself a connoisseur. I like what I like, but yeah, but yeah. So it's like there's like a level of like cheap stuff that I will probably avoid. Like I don't really go for like the big vats of Folgers or whatever. But usually when I'm looking at the coffee aisle, it's like there's some brands that I'm interested in, and it's which is on discount this week. What's got the big yellow tag on it? What do I have a coupon for? And that's basically how it goes. Let's see. Hope I'm having a good day. I'm just getting started. Just getting started. A little bit of anxiety getting streams set up and all that. Always, always not. When there's, I'm not sure what to talk about. I think that's the biggest anxiety, right? Like I have all this anxiety leading up to the podcast, and then when I'm on the desk, I'm fine because when I'm on the desk, the rundown's finished, so I'm good to go. but, but that Wednesday night, when I don't know what we're talking about, a little tense. All about tea, yeah, yeah. I mean, not every. So like, coffee is almost a daily thing. Most days I have coffee. Tea, not as often, but it's like coffee's the morning thing, and then tea's the night thing. So like, in the evening, once if I want something hot to drink, I'll have a tea or hot chocolate. Um, Love that big yellow tag. Oh yeah, that big yellow tag is the lifesaver. Because even though like prices are going up at that grocery store, right? Uh, I've been able to, I think, sort of mitigate just by just really grabbing the sales. Like even if I've got like two boxes of cereal in the cupboard, it's like cereal on sale. It's like a third of the normal price. I'm getting that right now. Mm-mm-mm. Peppermint tea. Yep. Love a good peppermint tea in the evening, or chamomile, or Lady Grey. It was pretty nice. Had some of that when I was in Omaha. Should do an experimental week with no broadcast prep at all. I don't think you can go with no prep. I mean, I guess you could, like if I were just like searching for corrections live, there would just be so much wasted time. So much wasted time. But yeah, you could like what we do with fast and loose. Like rather than me pick a lever and spec questions, I could just stop. See one that I like, stop, answer that question rather than copying and pasting it and editing it. News stories would be a little rough. Just skim around looking for news stories. I guess that would make it more like one of these days when I'm like checking through my emails. Mm-mm. Rooibos. Yeah, I got introduced to rooibos in South Africa. Um, just one of those things where I don't know when they tried to do it here at like Starbucks and stuff. Like I gave it a shot, but it feels different. When you're actually in the country. It's like yeah, not really going out of my way to get more rooibos. Uh, let's see. Do I smash energy drinks? No. Like that'll be like a very specific like E3 kind of thing that I'll get an energy drink. Most of the time, don't touch those things. Mm-mm. 96 Amu, thank you for that sub. Have I tried Fredo's espresso cappuccino? Um, I don't make any of that stuff at home. Fredo, I'm not sure what that is. Espresso cappuccino, obviously, I'll get at like a coffee shop or Starbucks or whatever. And yeah, you want to talk about your coffee connoisseurs? The connoisseurs hate Starbucks. I'm fine with it. Like, definitely on the desserty, treaty side of coffee, but chai tea, yep, like me a good chai latte. Um, am I off to Evo? No, I've never been to Evo. It sounds like a fun time, just not something I would be particularly skilled at covering. Mm-mm. Yeah, cold brew. Cold brew was a big old trend for a bit, but again, same thing. Like I tried it. it's good when it's good. It's super strong sometimes though, so like I probably just in general like I'm fine with just a regular iced coffee with some milk. Um, because that's the thing. Like usually with like coffee, like I'm not really looking to get the buzz of coffee, and in fact, like I don't think I really like. It's rare that I get that like the keeping me up kind of thing. Like being my mom will specifically drink coffee like before she goes to bed because it puts her to sleep. Um, so sometimes I'll get like the caffeine buzz, but a lot of times it's just I like a hot drink. I like the taste of some coffee, or or a cold coffee. I like the taste, but um, but that's the thing. Like that's like cold brew is like one of those things where like I will notice, and not necessarily like a buzz in a good way. Like this is keeping you up. It's just like I was like, oh, I need to stop. I'm like too caffeinated right now. I'm gonna get a headache. Um, any good books lately? No. RF Switch, not good on my reading. How far out from Goaty do I start listening to soundtracks? I mean, it's bad. It's it depends. I tried to do the soundtrack club thing last year, partly to listen to things earlier, but it can be rough to find the time. Even when I made time for it, it's like, oh, hard to find the time. Doo, doo, doo. Should send Don for the Mortal Kombat info. Didn't Ed Boon say there was no Mortal Kombat info? Mm-mm-mm. Rare for somebody in Greece to drink hot coffee. Interesting. Go to my local coffee shop for the good coffee, but also the energy of the coffee shop. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, definitely. I like a good cafe energy. Um, I was telling Gabby on Fast and Loose, there's a bagel place near me. Great energy. Little, like, tiny little side stage with musicians and stuff there. I don't know if they do that every day or just on weekends or whatever, but I think they have, like, stuff in the evenings a little bit. I have to look. I don't know what their schedule is. But anyways, yeah, it's nice when you have a place that's cool to hang out in. Um, it's Cola. Thank you for the kind message there. Hope you have a good day as well. We could listen to various soundtracks in the background. Right? But see, that's the thing. That's the rough part is listening to soundtracks in the background and listening to soundtracks for figuring out what I want to give awards. Very, 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 very different things. Or even like having a discussion video like Soundtrack Club, right? Because like when I get into that stuff, then I'm really like all focus, listen to that thing, and then also, if I can play the game at all and hear it in context, because that makes a huge difference, you know. Um, like with Ori and like the layers of things that happen during the midst of a boss fight and the transitions, and it's like, yeah, this is just phenomenal. And if you just like, oh, I listened to that while I was driving in my car, you got none of that. You got none of that, and you got distracted by some guy cutting you off. Mm-mm. The last game song that made you tear up. I don't do good with these point blank. We had a music thing on the podcast last week too, and they're like best vocal song, and I'm like, I don't know. Just started scanning my phone to find anything that had lyrics. Oh, might have some if I can find them. Might have some in the corrections or something there. Um, what else is here? Oh yeah, community showcase we talked about, podcast. Yeah, we don't need this on the screen anymore. We can get rid of this schedule graphic. Boom, it's gone. Way to the World is go. Yeah, Way to the World is one of the past few years that I'd like. That one I remembered. That one I had like, okay, what's the name of that Nier song? I'll go with that. Still Alive is a very good pick. That was one that people suggested in the podcast comments. For sure. Someone's at the studio. Can I tell who from the thumbnail? It's so small. And I don't want to open a camera. I think it's Don. Could be Brad. Mm-mm. Don's preparing for James Cameron. Yeah, Don's got a lot for tonight. But no, he's probably just getting there for the morning and then setting up for Frame Trap. I don't know if you noticed on the last Easy update, Isla moved her station that was in her bedroom to the studio. That was one of the surprises when I got back. I opened that control room door and I was like, "Oh, there's there is that giant screen in person. Big ol' weird Kirby screen." I like how the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 soundtrack composer was worried his work was no good and rushed. He asked on Twitter for opinions. Um, yeah, I did not notice the. Yeah, so if you look at Easy Update, you'll see that like the control room is in the background and not Isla's bed. But I guess otherwise you would probably just assume that like that was just the control room. Didn't realize that there was another station in there. So now there are 3 stations in the control room, including the pain in the butt cheapy PC Isla grabbed for Don when he started editing the podcast. We need some like RAM expansion or something in there. It's a headache. Just Premiere cannot handle that PC. Or the other way around, the PC can't handle Premiere. Gets hung up a lot. Mm-mm. Trying to possibly beat Resistance Retribution before the weekends, but we shall see. Resistance Retribution, is that the PSP game? I like the PSP game, if that's it. Premiere barely works. Oh, no, you got that too. Do I have any interesting emails? I don't think that I do, but we'll find out. Thankfully, we've gotten through the first half hour of this without having to have anything particularly prepared. Is that her amazing computer that could probably run any game there is right now and she barely uses? Yeah, that one. That's the one. Which, you know, oddly enough, she'll probably use more now that it's in the office. Codes. Yeah, I made my code requests yesterday too. So I got a lot of codes coming in, or not necessarily coming in, but just like confirmation that we'll get them. Thanks to Don, I started playing Black Flag for the first time. Second stream coming. No plans for that, but you know, it could happen. Who knows? It was definitely nice to get back into that game. It's a cool freaking game. Very impressed. Like that's the thing. Like that's the problem of like playing that game right before that Skull and Bones thing, and you just like, I just remember just how impressive Black Flag is. Um, and I'm sure a lot of that is carried into like modern Assassin's Creed games, right? Odyssey had a lot of sailing and stuff as well, but I don't know. It just hits different in Black Flag for some reason. Mm-mm. When's that space station Silicon Valley stream? I've actually got a list of streams to do with Huber, and that's the tricky thing there. Is it's like, okay, I I really don't want to do them remote. I don't want to do them over Zoom. But then we get so stacked up on things on the days that Huber is driving up to the studio that it becomes hard. It's like, okay, Huber. Maybe not this week, but we'll see. By the time we get around to this Batman DLC that I bought, I'll have completely forgotten. I probably have already completely forgotten how to play that game. 2009 processor won't boot modern games at all. Oh well, yeah, yeah. That's older than I tend to get. I tend to drag out and wait until last as long as I can to upgrade. But yeah, 2009. That's a long time. Mm-mm. During streaming with Huber during a slow month. Yeah, I mean it's weird because like a slow month doesn't necessarily mean a slow shoot schedule. So it's just about like being aware that like okay, there's nothing scheduled after group stream on a Tuesday, and like making sure to like bug Huber about that. I have to post love and respect before I leave for the studio, but obviously not going to do that right now. See my reminders. Do, do, do. James Cameron emotes when. Yeah, don't know about going that far. Don't know about the legality or the appropriateness of having James Cameron in our emotes. When is Gamescom opening night live? It's see the 24th? Probably the 24th. It's either the 24th or the 23rd. Yeah, that'll be a good time. Blue Huber. Will Damiani be watching the Pokemon stream? Doubtful. Have not heard from him specifically, but doubtful. He definitely won't be doing it live. If he does it, it'll be later in the day. I keep skimming into my emails, but I haven't found anything that would be even worth like clicking on so far. Do, do, do. Do you think the PlayStation Showcase will be in September or rumored August? Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do a big overall showcase or not. Like I fully expect them to do like a big God of War specific showcase, and we'll be there for that. But I don't know when the next time they will just like have just kind of an overarching here's what our first parties are doing kind of thing. So Frogun is out today on it's on I thought it was just PC or at least PC first, right? But it's also on Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PlayStation 4/5. I love like even the way they try to explain it. Like it always sounds awkward. It's such a simple concept, but it's like hard to tell somebody. It's like a little girl with an unusual sidekick. A frog, that's a gun. The frog gun. So it's not just a gun that's shaped like a frog. It's a literal character. The frog gun. Am I into any strategy games? It's strategy is a weird genre for me because it never like attracts me, but I get into it when I play it. So, like I like downloaded a demo for like Civ 5 one weekend and was just so like enraptured in it that I like actually like I was just so focused and I didn't stop to water or eat or anything. I made myself sick. I was played it so much. Um, and then yeah, just like obsessed with it for that weekend. Decided it's like okay, this is worth buying, and then never picked it up again. And so that's sort of been my experience. Like I don't know like how many strategy games I've actually finished, if any. You know, it's like maybe the first Advance Wars. I don't know. I don't even know if I've finished the first Advance Wars. But yeah, like I picked up Advance Wars, I picked up Fire Emblem, I picked up Tactics Ogre, I picked up XCOM. And like I like them when I'm playing them. But if like you have if like on any given day, if you like have a random list of like, wait, what do you want to go play and check out? Like it's usually strategy game is not the thing that comes to mind. Yeah, Curse to Golf is out this month. That's a cool one. I don't know if I'll pick it up again. It's yeah, it's weird when you get something like that where it's like, okay, I kind of got the feel. I don't know that I'd want to review it. If I did more impressions, I don't know that I have anything particularly new to say. So it's like, you know, maybe something I would play through on my own time. But it's in a weird, yeah, some of these games get into like kind of like a weird zone. It's like, okay, we've done it. What else is there to do with it necessarily? Yeah. Is Frogon the one that kind of looks like Captain Toad? Maybe? Yeah, let me see if there's a launch trailer. Let me get this launch trailer figured out. I gotta get a link that's not got a bunch of PR stuff in the link, but give me a second.
Ready to start eating health?
Nope. Mute you until we get the ads gone. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. That's still just so you see exactly what the frog gun is. Yeah, I wouldn't say Captain Toad for this. Jumping Flash, maybe? Not quite that either. It does look cute. Bound it on a wall is crazy. Is this thing alive or not? Maybe it's like a robot. A lot going on here. Nice. We don't want to see all that crap. Alright. Blah, 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 blah. Total Bossman game. Maybe. Like, that's the thing. It looks like so much like Mega Man Legends to me. Chameleon Twist, that's another good one. When I tried the PC demo, I wasn't getting my controller to work. I wonder if that's a real issue or just my setup. Huh. Yeah, actually, I think Bear and Breakfast, like, delayed controller support and console versions because they didn't like how the controller felt. So that was interesting. Mega Man Legends 3. Yeah. So yeah, out today. If you like that trailer, go check that out. I dig it. Let's see. Is this embargoed or can we say this? Whoa. Okay. So we are OFK. You know, the like kind of like sort of documentary style band game. That's out this month, August 18th. But it's also an episodic thing. So episodes 1 and 2 are the 18th. Episode 3 is the 25th. Episode 4 is September 1st. Episode 5 is September 8th. So every week, if you do episodic, this is the way to go. I like this. Yeah. Because the problem with episodic games, to me, becomes the wait. This idea that like, all right, you get the first episode, and then we're gonna keep working on it, and then it's like, when is it coming out? When is it coming out? But this, it's just like, nope, we got an episode each week. Dates are in the bag, on the calendar. What is the last game I beat? You watched me. You watched me beat the last game. Come on. As Dusk Falls. You saw that. You were there, right? That was a good stream. Doesn't count. Oh, you've... Yeah, it does. I push those buttons. The only thing that I've played at all outside of work since I got back is like a couple hours of Ratcheteer on the Playdate. Um, yeah, I actually started the after I finished Cuphead. I actually started the not just started played through most of the original Mega Man on the Mega Man Legacy Collection. Okay, yeah, because here's what happened. Um, Again, the back room I was in was very far away from the Wi-Fi, and um, and it's like I could have like taken everything down to the other room and set it all up there and get, like gotten a better connection or whatever. But I didn't want to mess with all that stuff. So like downloading things was sort of, you know, if I was going to download a game, it was going to be like an overnight, like set it overnight and then check it the next morning kind of thing. And then and so I was going to check out that Forza expansion. Oh, and then so I also downloaded Power Wash Simulator. But yeah, I was going to check out that Forza expansion at home, and I thought I had gotten an update, and then I went to click on it, and then yeah, it was not ready. It's like Hot Wheels thing needs to be updated, and it's like, well, okay, well this is going to take hours, so I need something to play. So I looked at what was on my Switch, and I'm like, oh, Mega Man Legacy Collection. I've never finished the first Mega Man, barely even played the first Mega Man. Just didn't have access to it when I was a kid. Loved it in magazines. Like, I want to play that. Eventually found a friend that had Mega Man 2. Eventually rented Mega Man 3. But had never gotten around to Mega Man until re-releases at some point. But hadn't ever finished it. And the Legacy Collection reminded me of why. Some of the stuff in that game is just brutal. Just like, just right off the bat, beginning of a level, like, okay, jump down to this thing that's gonna fall at just the wrong moment, and it's like, so started playing Mega Man. Definitely got to start cheesing it a bit with the rewind. At a certain point, I was like, all right, this jump, if I fail the jump, I'm just gonna rewind until I get the jump. I don't care. There's a few things that were like that. It was like, okay, we're gonna use our rewind liberally with this game. Um, and then the other, um, what was it? Oh yeah, and then I got to, yeah. So it was fun messing around and like figuring out, you know, which weapons were, you know, would probably be good. Oh yeah, that's the other thing that rewinding let me do is like, let me just try out the different weapons, like try out each weapon, because I didn't like grab a guide to see like, okay, what's the right, you know, correct order. So just like doing that with the rewind and experimenting that way, whether rather than replaying those whole stages. It's like, okay, if I use this weapon, it does nothing. So let me try this other weapon. Chat, thank you. Yes, beating Dusk Falls with. I played that whole game. It counts. I mean, honestly, as Dusk Falls, even though other people were participating, like I participated in that game as much on that stream as I would have on my own. The only exception to that would have been some of the QuickTime events, where it's just like one player hits that button. Um, it says your name pops up, and then you're the one for the next QuickTime event. But otherwise, like every decision, I made a decision, whether the other people made the decision or not. So, same decision, I mean. We participated too, chat, so you can get that game off your backlog. If you're there the whole time. Potentially. Potentially. I could see saying that. If you were there from start to finish that whole stream and you're voting the whole way, I think it could count. I think that counts. Care to share my goatee so far? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I have to look. What the heck? What came out this year? I'm bad at point blank questions. Too terrible at point blank questions. I mean, it's probably at this point still Elden Ring. I have to look at some other things. Like I haven't played Rogue Legacy 2 at all. It would be Elden Ring above Gran Turismo. Yeah, for sure. Not Power Wash Simulator. Good time, but yeah, I wouldn't give it a goatee or anything. Where is my list of things that I've actually beaten? Let me pull that up. What have I actually played? Tunic was pretty amazing. I don't know. I don't think I would put it on goatee level, but it's pretty good. Trying to get Isla to play it. I don't even think Brad saw some of the crazy stuff because he had to get through it for review, which means A, some of those solutions just were not available to him. Where it's like I think most people were either using a guide or was some of those things were intended for people to figure out as a community. Um, I think that you could probably get there with some of that stuff on your own, but with the time crunch of a review, I think Brad may not have seen some of the coolest parts of that game. Um, but yes, very, very cool stuff towards the end of Tunic. Oh, I went through that whole Mega Man story and I forgot. The other thing I totally cheesed the yellow devil, whatever, the big rock monster. Even though I had just like gone through Cuphead, or maybe because I had just gone through Cuphead, I had no patience for that thing. Because it's like, if you're not familiar with the Yellow Devil, like, it's this huge rock monster, but it, like, breaks apart, like, as if it's made out of giant pixels, right? And it, like, breaks apart and, like, flies across the screen and assembles really slowly. So you basically have to just, like, dodge. Yeah, it becomes like a Mega Man kind of bullet hell. So you've got to, like, jump over or dodge these things, and this is before Mega Man had a slide. These rocks as they're flying across the screen, and then when all the rocks assemble, an eye opens, and you shoot the eye, but you only get one shot. And then they start flying across the screen again, and you do almost no damage, and it's just, my gosh. the it was just I did that for like 2 runs and I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. And so yeah, as chat's saying, the pause trick, absolutely did the pause trick, absolutely. It's not the only game that worked on the NES, but if you're not familiar with this, so it's like right when your attack hits the weak spot, you can pause and unpause really fast. And this worked on the NES. This isn't just an emulator thing. You pause and unpause really fast, and every time you unpause, you damage the enemy again and again and again and again. And so you can take one shot and just wipe that stupid yellow devil out. And yeah, I totally cheesed that thing. Absolutely, absolutely. Pretty sneaky. I don't know what Pretty Sneaky was related to. Myth Diggins, thank you, thank you. You gotta fight him again in Mega Man 3. Yeah, and I think Mega Man 3 is probably easier. And that's one of the things. Going from Cuphead to Mega Man 1, whoo boy. Like Mega Man 1 is a precision platformer without precision platforming mechanics. It is like driving a boat through that game after playing something as smooth as Cuphead. Oh man, I beat Freshly Frosted. That was a few weeks ago. That game, that game I put too much time into. That's a game that I probably should have like played a little bit, said, okay, cool, I get it. But no, I got through all those puzzles. I figured out that madness. Just one of those games where you look at a puzzle and you're just like, this is impossible. You can't do it. Like keep trying to work out solutions and like you just can't. What do you want me to do, game? This doesn't make any sense. And then eventually, all of a sudden, you figure it out. Have I tried any of the Zachtronics games? Your time in Freshly Frosted gave me a little of those vibes. Yeah, like when I watched the Easy Update, it reminded me of Freshly Frosted, but way more complicated. I have not played those games, and I was not attracted to those games by that Easy Update. That felt a little too hardcore. It felt a little too hardcore for me to feel like I'm enjoying myself, potentially. Oh, Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. That was a good one. Still don't know. As far as Goaty, though, I don't know if I put down Goaty. Don't know if I put down Goaty. Guardians of the Galaxy was obviously a last year game. Yeah, a lot of the stuff at the top of my list is just from like trying to get through Goaties for this year. Moss Book 2 is good, but wouldn't put it at Goaty yet. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think Elden Ring might be it, although I still have to finish Elden Ring. Maybe there's something else that I played but haven't beaten that's not on this list. I gotta look through Frame Trap episodes or something. Whenever the time comes. Mm-mm. But my list is up to 24 games currently. 24. I don't know if we'll do like a recap of those things. I know Huber has done that end of the year from time to time. Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Okay. Sorry, that's totally something I can't share. But I requested a code for something, but they sent the code to Huber, I think separate from my request. So it's just really funny. It's like, this makes things confusing, people. All right. So now we're going to end up with 2 codes for that game? I don't know. Anyways, we've got it. We got a code. That would happen to Ben a lot, too. He would get codes for random stuff. And I wonder, too, like, how much it is, like, PR people, like, watching our reactions. And like, oh, he's into that game. What's my thought on inflation? It stinks. I don't know. Having to pay more money without making more money is not a fun time. Any other emails? Have I played Horizon Forbidden West? I haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn. I think I'd like it. Pretty sure I'd like it. I did play the first 3 hours on Blood Pact of Zero Dawn, but I didn't play after that. It's one of those that happened. Mm-mm-mm. People sending me book emails now. Is there an embargo on this book? I don't think there is. Newest Halo novel is a prequel to Halo Infinite. Halo: The Rubicon Protocol. Well, yeah, there's plenty of room there. It was so funny. That experience was so funny. Where like I went back and I caught up on Halo 5. I'm like, cool, sweet. I'm caught up. Big giant cliffhanger. Start Halo Infinite. What the heck is going on? Freaking Halo. Oh, so splintered. So splintered. Zero Noir, thank you. And yeah, here we go. Here's a novel to let you know what happened between Halo Infinite and Halo 5. Never heard of this. Metroidvania called Red Shot. I don't know, it might be worth checking out one more trailer before we go. Where's this trailer? Where's your trailer? You got a trailer? You got a trailer. Here we go. The start of the trailer is, oh no, not again. Alright, one more trailer chat. Oh, break spelled wrong. Archaeologist with like a shotgun. Lieutenant Wilkins, no! Oh, grenade launcher, okay. Quiet, peasant. Whoa. That mouth. Minotaur. Bullet Time Metroidvania. Cool. Little indie vibes. From the Indie Bros. Okay. I guess is Indie Bros a publisher, or is Indie Bros like a PR company? Mm-mm-mm. Sole indie developer Brian Lynch, 28-year-old musician and programmer working out of Philadelphia. He's been working on this game for 7 years. Wow. Crazy. So yeah, that's up your alley. Give it some support. Lord Draminis, subscribe. Thank you very much. Yeah, you got that Twitch Prime. You got a free sub. Or an included sub, not a free sub. Comes with your subscription. You gotta manually re-update that thing. It's a little annoying the way they do it, but yeah, definitely. If you got that Prime sub available, if you got Twitch Prime and you know that benefit exists, go over and hit that Prime sub, and you can give that to any creator you like on Twitch. So please consider giving your Prime sub to Easy Allies, and we make just as much money as if you gave us $5. It's kind of a sweet deal. Yeah. Thanks, Swordfish. Group stream tonight is going to be good. How many bets do I have to pay up on? I think just the 2. I think I just have 2. I may still get roped into some Huber thing. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah. Punish bets is gonna be a good time. I've got my things ready. I've got to go back and look over it, make sure I've got everything in my head. But there we go. And it's 12 o'clock. So it's time for me to shut this thing down. Get some things done. I need to stop by the P.O. box. And I need to just stop by the grocery store and get some water and paper towels and stuff. And Huber will have the most punishments, for sure. Yeah, Swordfish, I don't know if you have the link to the Punish Bets page on the wiki, but you can get a kind of a preview there of what might come. Shavankar, subscribe, 45 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yes, thank you for hanging out. I'm Daniel Bloodworth. We are Easy Allies. Samosa, getting that Prime sub in there. Thank you very much. What game do I wish would be made in VR? Point blank questions killing me again. Point blank questions. I don't know. Ocarina of Time. Maybe Skyward Sword would be easier since it already had motion aiming. We'll say Skyward Sword. Let's do that. That would be a good one. Because, yeah, like when they did the VR thing for Breath of the Wild, like that was just weird. I know some people like it, but it just feels weird to me to like play something that's quote unquote in VR, but it's not really in VR. You know, it's like you're just sort of like you basically, yeah, VR is basically becoming, in that case, you're just making 3D glasses, right? You might as well go back to having a 3D TV. So that's why I say something like Skyward Sword, something that's got some motion controls built in already. Part of me wants to say like Portal, but yeah, the Portal has such motion sickness potential. I don't know. Based on the recent PSVR 2 specs, can you technically play any PS game in VR? Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are things that people can do, like the theater mode sort of thing, right? And I don't know if you do the theater mode. I don't think it makes that 3D, does it? It just it's like you're looking at a big honking screen. But yeah, head up that Patreon. If you are not a patron, please consider becoming one. That is how we survive, how we are supported, how we buy our groceries, which I am going to go buy some groceries, going to go buy some water and toilet paper. So if you want to contribute to us buying water and toilet paper, go to patreon.com and you get exclusives. Fast and Loose is up there. Spoiler Mode is up there. If you join that $5 tier, you get early access to things. You know, that Frame Trap comes out on Thursday, but if you're an early access tier, you'll get it on Wednesday. All kinds of fun stuff. And then, you know, we've got the higher end stuff. If you really want to support us, look into that. $100 tiers, Golden Voice. $200 tiers to play with us. $250 and up, you get shout outs. Love it. Love you. See you tonight at Punish Bets. Have a good one.